The purpose of this video is to show my students how to create a PowerPoint presentation. Now, you see my desktop, and whenever I want to do a PowerPoint presentation, I usually go over to this icon here and I do a left click on it. And then it offers me some choices of programs that I use commonly. And one of the programs I commonly use is Microsoft Office PowerPoint. Now, if yours doesn't come up automatically, you can probably go to all programs and then just kind of scroll through when you look for like the Microsoft Office. You can double click on it and then just scroll through until you see the PowerPoint one, and here it is. I'm going to go ahead and click on it now, but I could have clicked on it when it first came up. Now after you click on it and it loads, you're going to get a screen that looks like this. Now the project that my 6th grade students are doing is their career plan. So I'm just going to put a generic one, and I'm just going to call this one my plan for becoming a teacher. And then I'll just go ahead and put my name by Mr. Hall. Now, this is the very first slide, and this type looks fine. It could look better, but that's okay. I'll leave it just like this. And I'm going to go to new slide. It's right up here. I'm going to click on new slide, and it's going to give me an option. Like I can click on the title slide again, title and content, or I can pick any of these. Now, since I've already got my title slide created, I'm going to go to title and content. And when I come here, I might want to mention, for instance, education requirements. And if I have a typo, that's fine. I can always correct that. I think what I'll do is I'll leave it like that and see if it comes in red. It doesn't come in red, but I know that this is misspelled. Now, if you do a left click on your mouse, you can see the cursor is flashing right there, and finally it came up red, showing it's misspelled. If I do a right click on my mouse while I have the cursor inside that word, it'll pop up the correct way to spell it. In this case here it shows requirements, so I'll click on it with a right click, and there it automatically corrects that word for me. Now I can go through and plug in all the information, but since I have some students who probably do plan on becoming a teacher, I'm not going to add any information here. I'm going to let them research and find that on their own. But what I am going to do is go back to the very first slide and show you how you might want to pretty it up. Now I'm going to click inside this, and I'm going to click, just looking around at it, I might want to format my background. I might want to make the back of it be maybe some of our school colors. Like I might do that to it and apply to all if I want them all to be that way. I'm going to hit close. Now I actually do kind of like that school background. Now this is kind of hard to see. It didn't show it very well, and I don't really like this font style anyhow. So I'm going to go to my outline. I'm going to do a left click right there, and then I'm going to hit Control A. By hitting Control A, I've highlighted everything. Now I could have just simply taken my cursor and drag it over everything. It would have the same effect, but a shortcut would be to hit the Control button. It's got a capital CTRL, and then hit the A button for Control Alt. Now I always like to use, whenever I'm doing something for my students, I like to use Comic Sans. It just seems to have kind of a playful characteristic to it that, I don't know, it just seems friendly for students, and I like that one. Since this is for students, that's what I'm going to use. Times New Roman, that's a really good one that I like to use when I'm being more formal. My students can use Comic Sans, or they can use Times New Roman, or whatever font style that suits them. Now I want that to be light. I want to be light against this dark background. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click for my font color, and I'm going to click white. And check it out. It made it white. Now that really stands up against my background. Now let's say that I want to pretty this up, even more. Like I don't want just a plain background. Well, I can go back to my slides and I can go back to, let's see, I need design. And then I can pick any of these I want. Now I can change any of these, take any of these background colors that I like or background styles, any of these that I want. You can just kind of play around with it. You can even do some of these colors like this, just whatever suits you, whatever you wish to do. Of course, if you do use some of those colors, you may want to change the color of your font, because if you don't, it may take it to where you can't even see it. Okay, so I'm going to leave mine alone. Now, okay, now as I was saying, you might want to add some background pictures and things like that. So if I were doing one for teacher, traditionally apples are associated with teachers, so I could look up some clip art for teachers if I wanted to, and this looks like a good enough one. I'll click on it, and then I can resize that however I want. And it just, some people like to add clip art to their work, some people don't. I could even, if I wanted to, instead of just having a color background or one of the designs that they do, I could even do something with this clip art to make it like my background. If I were to save this to my desktop, I could do that, but I'm not going to get into every single thing you can do with PowerPoint. All I really wanted to do was just explain to my students how to create a PowerPoint uh, for their career planning activity. Now, once you get everything done, and I would recommend even doing this a time or two while you're working on your project, I would save it. I would save it just so I would be able to come back to it if I needed to, and I wouldn't lose anything if the power went out or something like that. Of course, nowadays a lot of computers have automatic recovery, uh, but this is how I would save it. I'd go up here, I'd click on it, I would save it as, and I'm just going to click on PowerPoint 97 2003 presentation. And to make this easy for me to find, I'm going to click on my desktop, and it automatically has the very first few words for a file name suggestion. My plan for becoming a teacher. I think that'll work for me, so I'll go ahead and click save, and it's on my desktop, and there it will be. That way, I'll be able to upload it to Blackboard or email it as an attachment, whatever I need to do to turn in my finished product. I hope that this has been a help. Thank you.